David. How are you?
I'm great. How's yourself?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have somebody to go through this introductory discussion of setting up an Electrum ABC wallet. And so I thought maybe what we could do today is just talk about how simple it's going to be and make it as simple for the average person to be able to download Electrum ABC wallet onto their personal computer. I know I'm using a Macintosh, or sorry, I guess they don't even call it Macintosh anymore. I'm using a Mac, an Apple Mac, and you are using a PC of some sort. So we can talk about the differences as we go through and do this. So I'm going to share my screen. And
Okay. Well, I'm the perfect person for you because I am what you call a newbie. So, for if this is for new users, I'm perfect.
and because I'm no longer a programmer, I consider myself to be a newbie at everything to do with this crazy stuff that we're involved in right now.
Sure, sure.
So let's take a look at the ABC website, and we've gone to the section that is entitled, let's take a look at the URL on this one, Electrum. So that's the URL for it.
Okay.
So here we are on Electrum ABC. Uh,
Right.
Goes through, explains that this wallet was forked from ElectrumCash. Modifications to facilitate use on the BCHA network. So, upon first use, the software will automatically copy existing Electron Cash wallet files into a new folder to Electrum ABC.
Right.
Uh, and I guess we'll just go forward and see how it works. I know I have it already installed on my computer, but I'm just going to see if we run into any glitches. And the best download links for me would be to go to GitHub.
Right.
And once you're at the GitHub, you'll see that the latest release indicated here is Electrum ABC 4.3.2.
Yep.
There's some notes that have gone in there about things that have been changed and put into place on it. And then the all important one, which is which file should you download?
Which one do you download? I didn't know myself. I just picked portable, but I wasn't sure if that's right.
Right. So because I'm a Mac user, under Mac OS, it specifically says Mac OS
Okay.
X.dmg. Um, and you're on Windows, so you have Portable, EXE, and
And
Setup
setup.
EXE.
Any idea which one of those three I should have picked or what the differences are? Because I didn't really know. I
The funny thing is, I haven't used a PC for 100 years.
okay.
So I wouldn't even know, except the note here says the recommended file for most users is setup.exe. This will install Electrum ABC and create shortcuts on the desktop in the startup menu.
Okay.
So that actually sounds like it's a setup program. And if I remember correctly, Windows likes to have setup programs and then the executables for later. Um, I don't know the difference between the EXE and the portable, but I guess that somebody using um, ah the portable allows you to install it on a portable USB drive, so you can use it on multiple computers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's kind of an interesting feature, which
Yeah.
we don't have on the Mac. Um, but I don't have a PC, so I couldn't try that out. So I'm just going to go through because I'm on a Mac right now, and I'm going to download this version by clicking on the DMG file from
Okay.
the 11 assets. And as I do that, I see that little indicator up here that it's been downloaded to here. And then I can look at it in my folder, which of course discloses all sorts of information about everything else I've been doing, uh, which of course is easily edited later on anyway. But the most important thing is this one. So I'm going to double click on DMG,
Yep.
and by doing so, it's verifying that it exists. and it's checking my volumes, and it's created something on my other window that is
There we go.
Electrum ABC to applications. And what we do on the Mac is we just simply move it over like so.
Okay.
It says I've already got it on my computer, so to be perfectly honest, I don't need to do this again. So I'm going to stop it.
Yep.
But I also know that if I double click on my
Be
application
there.
window comes up, and I can show it here. And then either by going to the bottom of my screen, which we'll indicate here, there's Electrum ABC 4.3.2, which is the latest version as of today, January the 23rd, 2021. Gets harder
Time
and harder.
flies.
Yeah, it gets harder and harder to say the years. I'm going to go to where that is here, just confirm that I have multiple versions of things, but the one that I want
They got it. They even have it orange for you, so you don't double click on the wrong version.
exactly. Although I do use the SLP version for other things.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah. It
Release.
gets a little complicated in there. You got all these Electron versions, but definitely having it orange is helpful.
Well, I guess the best part of Electron Cache or Electrum ABC is that what you had learned before the fork still applies for the most part going into uh, where we are now with the two separate chains. All right, I'm about to create a new wallet on Electrum ABC.
Right.
So I go new.
Yes.
I'm going to give it the date today because I like being able to identify when I created a wallet.
Right.
So today is January 23rd, 2021. Oops, 2021. And demo, because I'm not going to use it for much after this. So file does not exist. Create next. Press next to create this wallet. I'm going to do that. And
Right.
because I'm going for the very basics here, I'm going to create a standard wallet. And then I'm going to create a new seed for this wallet.
Okay.
And I'm going to share that seed with the world. And there it is right there.
Okay.
That's another good reason not to put too much in it.
Right. Yeah, once this demo's over, I wouldn't recommend putting any coins on there.
Right. So I'm going to save that 12-word passphrase to a place where I know I can go back and get it later. And then I'm going to say next. I've saved these on a piece of paper. Now I'm going to copy them from that piece of paper and I'm going to type them all back in again, which I do here. And this just confirms that I've actually saved them the way that I want. You, on the personal computer, on a desktop, you can use a password or decide not to use a password depending on how private it is. In my situation here, nobody ever comes into this room. I have a variety of wild animals around the building, so I'm not really too concerned. So I'm going to not have a password, and you just simply click on next. And then a new wallet has been created.
Right.
And it's not a bad idea to put something in the wallet so that we can make sure everything's working and see how some of it's doing. How about you, Carl? Have you seen anything that we've done so far that was any different from what happened to you when you were setting yours up?
No, that's exactly the process I went through. Nothing different.
So on the PC and the Mac, they basically look the same.
Everything looks the same, correct?
Okay. Just to note that it's Electrum ABC 4.3.2. The name of the wallet is January 23rd, 2021 demo. And we're going to allow ourselves to receive some BCHA.
Right. So I guess that I have to say that receiving address, because they haven't chosen their new name yet, it is a little confusing to see Bitcoin Cash there as the prefix. But that is, since they're the same, from the same Genesis chain, I guess, Bitcoin Cash, it's the same address.
Right.
That could confuse a new user.
Absolutely.
It did, when I saw it, I went, oh, is that the wrong, am I in the wrong, did I open up the wrong thing? But that is the correct address.
Yes. And I think you're right. I think it does, it will be confusing for the next little while until the rebranding is done. And then we'll revisit this part of this demo to show whatever the new prefix will be that will be there.
Yep.
I have two ways of depositing into this address. One is to copy the address here by simply clicking on the copy button. Then I know in my buffer, I will have the address that I want to paste into a wallet. Or I can basically take my phone, which has some BCHA on a wallet, and I can very cleverly and quickly, not likely, use another wallet that has a little bit of BCHA on it. And I'm going to scan that QR code and send a small amount to that address.
Okay.
So I scan it with my phone wallet that has that in it, and I enter the amount that I'm going to send, and it's going to be 0.01234.
Okay.
Approximately 18 cents is going to go out that way. So I'm just about to hit send, and one thing I want to notice is that this address will change as soon as I hit the send button, meaning that it's been used. And I'll show you in just a second. So it has gone off through the ethos, and that address did change. So now
it goes unconfirmed on the bottom, right? There it is.
Right, there is the unconfirmed amount, which is approximately 18 cents. Price of BCHA right now is $14.38 for one.
That's a new feature. I don't recall seeing that in my version. I don't know if that was added recently. The price, it must be feeding from I don't know where, but that's a nice benefit to see what the price is. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it does help to sort of get a feel for what you've got. I'm also going to quickly take a look at the history of this and see that we have an unconfirmed transaction. That is the transaction that I just sent in.
Right.
And this button over here, if you just hover over it, it shows that there so far is 0 confirmations.
Right.
So we'll come back and look at that in a minute. And we're going to go to the addresses, and we'll see that the first receiving address has received that amount. The second receiving address, this one that starts off with QZMRG5, is the next address that's set up for receiving.
Right, the unused address.
And that automatically does that. So that's great. Go back to the history, and I think we'll probably have to pause things here while we wait.
Yeah, it'll probably take a minute for it to confirm.
Oh, yes.
10 minutes.
I don't leave anything on an exchange ever, so that's the other.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, the other.
I never do. And this is, I guess this is being recorded, just so cut this out. But I did have some honk. I had some BCH on a.
Oh, I remember that. I remember you had a problem with a whole bunch of.
Yeah, I've ultimately all those got confirmed and figured out, and subsequent to that, I was buying some honk on Altilli because there's very few exchanges that have SOP, and Altilli got hacked. There's at the host level where their server was hosted.
Right.
And I lost, I think 1.5 BCH, so it wasn't like the end of the world, and I think, I keep saying that I feel like I'm so careful not to keep things on exchanges, but it can never be 100%. So it's doubtful I'll ever get that back, but definitely don't keep anything on an exchange. You never know.
Yeah, I just, from back in the early days, I had a distaste for exchanges
Yeah.
because it didn't seem to be part of the ethos that I was buying into. And then, of course, people would say, well, we need on and off ramps and so on. I said, well, if it ever becomes global money, we won't need on and off ramps because
Right. Right.
let's go back to our
What do you
screen.
think? Have we confirmed? Do we have one confirmation yet, or?
We might have two. Let me just take a quick look. So here we are back on our
Hey, we're
screen.
getting better.
Yeah, to me it looks like there might be at least one. Come on, be nice. There we go. Yep, one
One.
confirmation.
Okay.
So that shows up as one confirmation there. At the very bottom, it now shows a balance of 0.01234 BCH A, and the value of that is 18 cents USD. So that part has worked. And if we wanted to send, let's try it and see. Carl, do you want to give me an address for a wallet?
Me?
Just
Okay.
in Telegram would be fine.
Okay.
And then I'll just pop it in. I'll share my great wealth with you.
Okay. So you
All
want,
right. So I've received an address that I need to send some BCHA to, and I'm going to put that address in there. I notice it doesn't have Bitcoin Cash at the beginning. That's unusual. I copied.
maybe because I chose, no, when I copied, it had Bitcoin Cash
It does, and I copied
in
it.
the address, and when I hit the copy, that is what
Yeah, you know what's funny
copied.
though? It's funny. For me, it doesn't put the Bitcoin Cash prefix on it.
Hmm.
Now that may be in preparation for the new branding.
Okay.
That's my guess. So I'm going to send to Carl for a stamp because that's about all you can buy with that much money. I don't even know if you can buy that. No, let's just say to Carl. And so there's a couple of ways I can do this. I can hit max and see that it would send all of what I've got.
Right.
And we'll notice here that I've actually got less than the 1.01234 that I sent because there's a mining fee that comes off of this.
Right.
Okay, so let's go back and do this in a slightly different way because we know from down here we've got 18 cents. So I'm just going to clear those things out.
Okay.
And I'm going to say I want to send you 9 cents USD, so 0.09.
Okay.
And this is what it's going to cost me to do that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do a preview just to take a look at it. This information will be explained in more detail in an upcoming video. I'm simply going to sign it because I know that the amount is the amount that I said I wanted to do. So I sign it first, and then that gives me a transaction ID. And now I would like to broadcast that on the blockchain. So I click on broadcast, and that 9 cents has been sent. I'm going to copy that link,
And I just got it.
just like that.
Just like that.
So I have in the bottom bar of Electrum ABC, I have my balance of what it was prior to the send. But because I have an unconfirmed send here, that hasn't been taken off of the balance yet. It just shows that it's unconfirmed. And then I'll go back to the history and I'll see there's two transactions. There's the original transaction that came in to this wallet, one confirmation, and a transaction that has zero confirmations,
Right.
sending this to you, Carl. So,
It's really it's a great wallet, I have to say. Electrum
oh,
ABC.
I mean, to be honest, it was done by the Bitcoin people back in the day.
I have to say, even, I've been doing this now since the fork in 2017, and every time I send, I have to say, I'm sweating when I do it. But to see it at least unconfirmed, at least you know you sent it to the right address. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, yeah. We have a kind of a saying that no guts, no glory when it comes to sending funds. And that's been going on for me since I got started in this in 2013. So
Yeah,
you just have to trust that it works. And
it's gonna get there.
I've never been disappointed. So.